Hi, my name is Valentin David, and this is Intro to Rendering with Solaris and USD. This is a brief tutorial explaining how to transition from using ROP renders to using Solaris instead. And first, we're going to take a look at the base concept of Solaris and USD. And we're going to answer the questions, what is USD and why you should care. Okay, so let's dive in and answer the two questions. So, as you know, every software has its own file format. So Maya has MA and Houdini has HIP. And of course, these file formats are specific to their own software, and you won't be able to open an MA file with Houdini, and of course, you can't open a HIP file with Maya. And then, of course, you know, different VFX software, and we call them DCC. They cannot communicate with each other, and not without a plugin, that is. For example, you cannot create an asset in Maya and assign materials to it and export the geometry with materials and then retrieve all of those in Houdini. So yeah, basically you cannot do that without any plugin. That is, of course, without USD. And to answer this particular issue, in most studios, we have what we call scene description or scene descriptors, and they are, in general, small files that will contain definitions of what is in the scene. So it could be geometry, materials, and materials assignments. And basically, they fill the gap between what is compatible or not between two DCCs. So yeah, these file formats, scene descriptors, in general, they are written by the studio, by the pipeline department. And the problem with that, scene descriptors, is that whenever you want to add a new DCC or anything new to the pipeline, you have to basically write more code to make it compatible with the new DCC you want to add. And so let's say I have Houdini, and with Houdini I can import and export my scene descriptor files. But let's say I want to add Maya to my pipeline, and I have to write code for Maya to be able to import and then export scene descriptors. And this is where Pixar comes in. So like every studio, they had the same issue. They wanted to be able to make different software communicate with each other. And they came up with this solution called USD. USD means Universal Scene Description. And something you have to know about Pixar is that they have been here for longer than almost any other studio. And of course, that means that they had time to think about this kind of issues. And Pixar is also known for sharing their stuff. They have released their in-house render engine called RenderMan, and it's available for you to download for free, as long as you're doing non-commercial projects. And more recently, they have made USD open source. So basically, the project is open source, which means you can, if you're a developer, you can contribute to the project, and you can implement features and propose them, or you can fix bugs if you want. So finally, what is USD? So USD is Pixar's own implementation of scene descriptions, and the name is a huge promise. Universal Scene Description. a scene description file that can be read by any software and in any studio by anyone. USD is a file format and it can be read by different DCCs. It can contain geometries, animation, cameras, volumes, light, materials. USD files can be referenced and layered on top of each other. And there's actually 3 different file formats. These are USDA, USDC, and USD. And the first one, USDA, is a human readable format. The A stands for ASCII. And this one, the USDA, is good for debugging because it can be read, but it will be a bit heavier than USDC. Because USDC format is a compressed format. The C stands for compressed, or I know some people like to call it USD crate. And USDC are lighter than USDA, and they are preferable when you have a geometry inside. So now I would like to answer the second question I had. Why should you care about USD? And I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to say that working in Solaris for personal projects, you won't gain much. You won't notice a big difference in terms of productivity, and it could be a bit overwhelming for some of you. But I also truly believe that USD will be the standard in VFX Studio in the near future. And some studios have already adopted USD in their pipeline, like Pixar, of course. And some of them have even embraced Solaris as their lighting and rendering solution. Blue Sky comes to mind. So basically what I wanted to say is that you don't have to learn everything about USD for your personal projects, but I'm pretty sure that because it's going to be a standard in the future, you're going to gain a lot by learning it right now, because then you can come up to studios and tell them, I already know about USD, and that could be a big plus in your CV.